is Kinley coming back to you with another one. Here I am, there you are, here we are. I'm doing alright. I'm sitting where I am, doing nothing. It's one of my least favorite things to do is do nothing while I'm at work. But that's what I'm doing, nothing. Sitting in a parking lot, just looking around, looking at the trucks, looking at the people walking by. That's all I've got to do today, really. You know, if you watch my hours of service videos, you know I am kind of a stickler about time. It's just an important thing. I don't remember if I've ever mentioned before. It's the absolute sole thing that you cannot give a person back, you know? I can run over your dog and I can go to SPCA, get you another dog. I can buy a purebred dog. If you want a purebred dog, I can give that back to you. If I break your watch, I can go get you another watch. If I run into your car, we can get you another front bumper, whatever the case may be. If your house burns down, you can get another house. But time is something you can't get back. Time. When I waste your time, I waste something that you cannot get back. You know, if I say I'm gonna meet you at 4 o'clock and I show up at 4:30, I can't give you 30 minutes back. I can't buy you 30 minutes. I just burnt 30 minutes of your time. And if it's gonna take 60 minutes for us to finish whatever it is that we're meeting about, either way, that is 30 minutes of the day that you lost that you can't get back. That's 30 minutes you could have spent doing something else that you cannot get back. I do not like the mismanagement of time. Just seems to be the most valuable thing, you know? Everybody's got a certain amount of time that they're going to spend alive. Whether you think it's predetermined or not, it is true that we all have a certain amount of time that we will spend breathing and walking on this earth. So to waste that time, what does that really say to someone, you know? What does that really say to somebody? Time. It's extremely important. And you know, I said I wasn't going to do it anymore. I said I wasn't going to do it. I probably said it 2 or 3 times. I said, you know what? I ain't doing this no more. But every single time I get this load, I call myself either trying to take it for the team, help the team, move the freight. You know, we're all here for a common goal, prime aim. You know, it's prime time. I call myself trying to be a team player, or I look at the revenue. Revenue looks good. Maybe it'll work out good, you know. But every single time I get got, every single time, it has not worked out differently yet. I keep saying to myself, maybe it'll work out differently this time. It has not worked out differently yet. I'm starting to ask myself, why do you keep doing the same thing expecting a different result? Why do you keep doing the same thing expecting a different result? I don't think there's a different result for this one. Oh yeah. If you're a prime driver, you've probably seen it before. If you've been driving long enough, you've probably seen it before. It's that load that you pick up, says picks up anytime between 1,300 and 20 out to 2130, whatever it might say. Whatever it might say, it picks up, and then you look at the 90 appointment time and it says June 2nd, 0000, June 2nd, 0000. And you think to yourself, this means the appointment time has not been set yet, but I just wonder. Maybe they'll notice I'm 200 miles away. I just wonder if they'll just set that appointment time when I'm 200 miles away. And you just hope that they will, because the revenue looks great. It looks wonderful, you know, but they don't. They don't, but you rush to get there. You talk to dispatch, hey, anything on that appointment time, would your dispatcher say? Your dispatcher says, get there as soon as you can. Hopefully we can get that in before payroll. Hopefully we can get that in. You just get there as soon as you can, man. As soon as you can. You give me an ETA as soon as you can. And you do. You run your clock out. You're running 10 and 11 hour days. You're just running. And what happens? You give an ETA the morning before when you're 1,000 miles out. You give an ETA more than 24 hours in advance, and you just know they're going to work on setting that appointment time. You just know they're going to work on setting that appointment time. He should have tried that back job again. He only messed up a little bit. You should know. You just know they're going to set that appointment time. But what happens? You wake up the following morning, you still have no appointment. So when you're 2.5 hours away, you send that message, ETA to 90, 2.5 hours. Maybe y'all just forgot to tell me that, you know, the appointment has indeed been set. But that's not what happens. Indeed, you roll up to the 90 with a good smile on. Got your mask on, but your eyes are smiling, you know. And you hand your paperwork to the guy, and you say, "Good morning, guy." And guy says, "Good morning, driver." And you say, "Here's my paperwork, guy. Can't wait to get in the door. What door would you like me in? Would be glad to take that lock off, pop those doors open, and back right into it so we can get this job done." And what does guy say to you? He says, "Your appointment's not today. Your appointment's tomorrow." Tomorrow. Tomorrow? It's 9 o'clock in the morning. My appointment is tomorrow. Now, when you say tomorrow, do you mean something to the effect of after the sun finishes rising today and then goes all the way back down, and then after it goes around the other side of the globe and then comes back around this side, you telling me my appointment is then? That's when my appointment time is? So meanwhile, I done rush, halfway across the country. We done ran our clocks down. We low on hours. You telling me my appointment is tomorrow. So you telling me I could have done like a rolling 34. One of me or the co-driver Danielle, me or Danielle could have got our hours back. So you're telling me I could have stopped and got laundry, but instead my appointment is tomorrow. So now at this point, you find yourself in a location with very limited truck parking. You look on the Fancy Trucker Path app and you find about 2 to 3 spots that you can park at. One of them no longer exists, and the other 2 want to charge you for parking. Only one of them is a major chain that might have laundry and showers and things of that nature, and maybe you can use some rewards points or things of that nature to take you a good old shower. However, when you pull up, there's a big old sign that says, only way you're parking for free is if you buy 75 gallons of fuel, which I don't need. If you spend $50 in the shop, which I don't need. Or if you spend $50 in the store, which I don't need nothing out the store. Especially $50 worth. Or if you only stay for 4 hours. Well, what am I supposed to do with the other 20 hours? Otherwise, you got to pay $10 for parking. Now, $10 may not seem like a lot of money to you, but that ain't your money that you're paying for parking after you rush halfway across the country in order to get a load on time that is now 24 hours early. Not to mention, you had to drive 25 miles to this actual parking space, which means you had to drive 25 miles back to the 90, the destination where the product needs to be delivered, which equals 50 miles, which may not seem like a lot of fuel to you, but that's also not your fuel. And it's also not your time. Maybe you say, "Oh, no big deal, just relax, just sit down and do nothing." If I wanted to relax and sit down and do nothing, I'd take something called home time. But instead of taking home time, I went on work time, but now I'm pretty much on home time. I don't think I'll do it again. If I do it again, it will mean that the revenue is more than $2 in line haul alone. That's the only way I think I'll take anything without an appointment time. Because it's just a waste of time. Now I've lost a day, a Tuesday at that. I've lost a Tuesday worth of revenue. And then tomorrow I have to go get unloaded. And who knows what time they'll be done unloading me. I've lost a Tuesday worth of revenue. I've lost 24 hours worth of revenue. Not Not because I chose to. Well, in a way, because I chose to take the load with no appointment time. I don't know how many times I've done this, 4 or 5 times, and it's happened like this. Every single time it happens like this. I just don't know what the business is. I don't know if it's a lapse, a gap in communication, or I don't know if, I don't know what's going on. But there's nothing more inconvenient than having your time wasted. Nothing more inconvenient than that. Could have got a rolling 34, could have done some laundry, could have taken a break, could have managed my time better. There are things that I can do as a driver if I just know why, and then I had to ask myself, why do they know my appointment time is tomorrow, but I don't know my appointment time is tomorrow? Time is just so important. Nobody likes their time wasted. Nobody likes their time wasted. So, man, Travis, you're usually real giddy and jokey and laughing. Well, that's what you thought. That's what you thought. So, I sit here. I guess I'll work on YouTube and try to be productive. Maybe do a simulator video, make something to eat. Then in 4 hours, I gotta exit the parking lot, see if they'll let me come back in, figure out what I'm gonna do, spend money on parking that I shouldn't have to spend if my appointment time was set for the day that was communicated to me that I needed to arrive here, but that is what it is. So, you come to Prime, maybe you're already at Prime. I'm just saying, accept those loads at your own risk. Accept them at your own risk. Or maybe you really don't mind, you don't really care, or just treat it like you really don't have an appointment time. Just lollygag until someone actually communicates a time for you to arrive. Otherwise, I don't really know. I could tell you to rush, but that's what they tell me to do, and it's never really worked out to my advantage. I might as well have lollygagged. It really doesn't make sense. And I communicate. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. What does it say? God grant me the serenity to accept things I cannot change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. But I tell you what, I won't do it again unless line haul itself is $2 or more. If it ain't, the line haul itself ain't $2 or more, I'm gonna calculate the revenue, and I'm gonna calculate a lost day into the revenue per day next time. I'm gonna calculate a lost day, a whole nother day on the load into the revenue per day. If I don't like the revenue per day with an additional day that is not mentioned in the load, y'all can get somebody else because it ain't happening. Or just give me an appointment time before I accept it, or just give me another load with an appointment time. I want to have the responsibility to be at a place at a certain time. That's what I want. I don't want the responsibility to be in the area, to be nearby, to be close around this day of the month, right? It's just not my style. It's just not my style. It's just not my style. All right, so I'm checking out because I said what I wanted to say. No need to beat a dead horse. It's not gonna make my appointment time arrive. And the coolest thing is, I got like a dispatcher, a substitute dispatcher is what I call him, because my dispatcher's on vacation. I got a substitute dispatcher right now who's so cool, man. I'm sure this guy knows there's nothing he can do, right? He's like, you know, he asked me, because I sent an arrival. I have arrived at my destination, right? He asked me, hey, are you about to hit a door? Are you about to get unloaded? I tell them, unfortunately not. They informed me that my appointment was, the following day. And then I typed a dash and an underscore and a dash to communicate. Guy, I expected 10-4, like, oh, my bad. Shouldn't have brought that up type thing. But he says, oh, I'll confirm with sales. Now, if this guy's been at Prime long enough, he's seen this move. This is not a rare move. He's seen this move. He knows there's nothing he can do about it. He knows sales ain't going to do nothing about it. They're not going to, shift the whole world to get my truck unloaded, right? But I appreciated the fact that he didn't just give me a 10-4. Shout out to that guy. I'm not going to say your name. Shout out to that guy. Shout out to that guy. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But watch for it. You better watch for it. Say date 4 zeros and date 4 zeros. I keep telling myself, man, I ain't gonna do it again. And I look at it, let's just try it out. It'll get me out of this location. No, next time I'll sit in that location. I am done with those games. Totally done with those games. Totally done with it. We're gonna try to get you an appointment time. Well, you just give us an ETA as soon as you can. We'll try to get you an appointment time. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right, so you already know what it is. You already know what it is. Find you somebody to love. I love y'all. It is not about what you believe. It is why you believe it. It is not about what loads you accept. It is why you accept them. It's not about what loads you decline. It is why you decline them. Now, live free.